"Bye, sweetie," the puppet replied. "Come back soon." There was laughter and some exasperated sighs from the mothers. "Who else is going to talk to me?" the puppet demanded. A chorus of little voices sounded behind them as Amy pulled Luann into the main part of the mall. Ellen was several stores away, examining a display of shoes. Her face was carefully blank when they joined her, and she didn't look at Luann at all. "What shall we do now?" Amy asked quickly. "Do you want to shop for something special, Ellen?" Ellen shrugged. "We could go to the casual shop and check out their sweaters," she said. "If you think it's all right." She risked a hasty glance at Luann. "I want to see the puppets," Luann said. "Let's go back, Amy. I like the puppets." "We're going to the casual shop," Amy snapped. "Come on." Luann's mouth opened wide in the beginning of a wail. "It's down this way, past the flower shop." Amy pointed. Her sister loved flowers. "Where?" Luann broke away and started down the mall. Amy let her go. There was no reason to hold Luann's hand every minute, as long as she kept her in sight. "Are you going to buy a sweater?" she asked Ellen. "I wish I could." "A rugby shirt, maybe. I want a striped one." They walked slowly, following the blue windbreaker. "I can't buy it, but if I find exactly the right one—" Ellen rolled her eyes and grinned. "I can just sort of mention it at home. My birthday's in 2 weeks." 2 weeks? Mine is next Friday, June 15th, the last day of school. Mine's the 22nd. We're practically twins. "Maybe we can have a party or something to celebrate," Amy suggested. "A double birthday party would be fun." She waited for an answer, but Ellen was looking at the flower shop, where Luann had stopped to gaze at a floral display. "Uh-oh," she said. "That man." Amy followed her stare. A tall man had come out of the shop and was shaking his finger in Luann's face. Luann shrank back and looked around for help. Amy started to run. This time Ellen followed right behind her. "And don't ever do that again," the man shouted as the girls drew close. "You shouldn't be running around alone." He stopped as Amy reached for Luann's hand. "Are you with her?" Amy nodded. The hand in hers was trembling. "Then why don't you watch her?" He was furious. "Look what she's done." A cluster of yellow tulips in pots stood on a low shelf in front of the store window. One of the blooms was broken and drooped over the edge of its pot. "That's a $9 item, ruined," the man fumed. "I ought to make your parents pay for it. They shouldn't let this kid out without someone responsible enough to look after her." Amy's face burned. "I'm sorry," she said over Luann's mounting sobs. "We have tulips at home, and she knows it's okay to pick them. She just forgot. I mean, she understands she shouldn't pick other people's flowers, but she likes them so much." "That helps a whole lot, doesn't it?" the florist said sarcastically. "Somebody'd better teach her how to behave if she's going to wander around in a public place." Amy's embarrassment was swallowed up in rage. She had $10 in her wallet, the last of her Christmas money from her grandmother. She'd hoped to pick out a bathing suit today and use the $10 to put the suit on layaway until after her birthday. Suddenly, though, it was more important to make this man regret his rudeness. "We have money," she said. "Luann, stop crying. It's okay." She glared at the florist. "You said $9? He glared back. Then his gaze flicked over the people who had stopped to listen and were looking at Luann. "That poor child," one woman said. "She's heartbroken. Look how she's crying. She didn't know any better, you can tell." Amy took the $10 bill from her wallet and held it out. "I need change," she said. Luann stopped crying. The mall became very quiet. The florist started to reach for the bill, then turned away in disgust. "Forget it," he snapped.